It's going. Hey, look at that. Put that back under. There we go.
I want my Harry Potter one.
Expecto Patronium! Or whatever it is. Did I get that right? Hey, it's Joel, the 3D printing nerd. I'm here with
Bill!
My friend Bill again from Punished Props. And I had a proposition for him. I have this giant Mario question mark block that was designed for me by Lauren over to Buzz Designs. And it's going to be the bank for my Fanmail Friday sticker donation money for Seattle Children's Hospital. But I had a problem. When I was printing it, I accidentally moved the head while I was swapping filament, and it got sad. So then what I did is I calculated where in the model it was, and I printed this upside down, knowing that I could glue it in later. But how do you line it up? What is the best way? Well, I know Bill here has told me about putting toothpicks in a smaller model. This is obviously a bigger model. Bill, will dowel work?
I think it will. That'll keep everything nice and lined up.
And then what would be the best way to glue the dowels into the infill?
I think for something like this, a 5-minute epoxy would be a good one.
Okay.
Because it gives you a little bit of working time, and we're going to want to put the dowels in, get glue on everything, and then put the top on. Potentially put some on on the edges so that it kind of seals up a bit.
Oh, okay.
So this gives us 5 minutes to work, and we want that time.
What do we do first? Just cut this up and
I think
get
so,
set?
yeah. Need to figure out how long the dowels should be, because it looks like that goes down pretty far. So if it's here, let's say you can go down, and that is 24 millimeters. So we'll want to have some extra on the other piece here. That is 25. So roughly 50 millimeters worth of dowel.
I have more than 50 millimeters worth of dowel.
Much more. So we can just set this to 50 and then mark out where we need to cut the thing. So we can just put the dowel on the thing, draw a line, and cut it there.
Oh. And then we just cut and cut and cut and cut.
I have a saw right here.
Oh, look at that.
We could do it by hand with this tiny, adorable saw.
We don't have to use Jabba the Cut?
We could use Jabba the Cut, but...
Oh, that goes
pretty
super
quick.
quick.
So we have a little peg that can go in. I can't remember which one. Maybe
one of those.
One of those there.
Yeah.
Like that. And then this can go in the corresponding hole, hopefully. Just like that.
Oh. So then just cut 3 more?
Yeah, I think that'll do.
Okay.
So here you go. You can do that, Joel.
Oh, thanks.
I will sit over here and have some tasty beverage.
Nothing wrong with that.
While you do the work.
Surprised you're not having me sand anything.
Not yet.
That's coming, isn't it?
I will, you know what? I will prepare the glue. This is our 5-minute epoxy. It needs to be mixed together in 2 parts. So I'm going to get those 2 parts dispensed. That little saw is a champ, isn't it?
It really moves.
Little hobby saw. It's actually very, very sharp, so be careful.
It looks sharp, so I haven't tried to do anything crazy with it. There we go. Look at that. I got it all cut. Oh yeah. You are a master at epoxy, you know that. Now, when we put this on and we epoxy everything, are we going to need to set something heavy on it?
That's a pretty good idea.
Okay.
We have 1, 2, 3 blocks.
We do have 1, 2, 3 blocks. Okay, so we have
those
total
should be heavy enough.
Well, that'll be 4 pounds.
Yeah, it will.
We can just set it over the pegs, right?
I've got my goo. I'm going to mix all this together.
Mix it up.
And then we will apply it. Here, you can do some mixing there. I mixed up a lot. I want to be able to brush some on the edge. I don't know how much it'll actually fill, but it should help.
So now do I just dip these in it?
Let's start with taking one of these dowels and getting a good amount on it there.
Okay.
And then putting that in. Is that the right spot?
Sure.
Like that. And then we'll just do that to all of them, and then we'll put glue on top of it, of each dowel.
Ah, okay.
And then we can sandwich it. Yeah. Yep.
So let's see, it's gonna be right. I think it was right there.
There you go. Now, if this was done on purpose, which it wasn't, I understand, but if it was, you could plan for where you were going to put these pegs. and model in holes that are the appropriate diameter.
Oh.
Yeah. There we go. Now I'm just using a throwaway brush here, so I'll just spoon some on top of each one of these.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. A good healthy amount.
You want it so that the epoxy actually contacts the infill on the top, right?
And then whatever I have left over, I'm going to kind of just spoon on the edge here.
Okay.
Or brush on the edge there.
Oh, I see.
This is not a spoon. This is a brush.
You're spooning with a brush.
So that hopefully anywhere that makes contact, it will help stick down.
And then what about along the ridge? Do we care about that?
It's a good idea.
I guess it's where things will contact. So
Yeah.
It makes sense. It's nice having that 5-minute working time.
Yes, it is. If you work with something like this and you take your time, you'll actually feel it start to get more set up as you're working. That's when you know you gotta hurry up.
Oh.
Same thing with stuff like Bondo. As it's starting to kick, it'll get more like crumbly, and then you're like, ah.
Then you know you're on borrowed time.
Yeah. Just scoop up whatever I have left.
All right.
Do the thing. All right, go ahead.
All right.
Make sure everything's all lined up. Yeah, they're not. The dowels are a little loose, so getting them lined up might be a little tricky. There you go. Here, why don't you turn the whole box around so you can see in there.
Okay.
Oh, there you go. Now, to make sure that the sides stay lined up, we can just run tape down it.
Ah, okay, there we
So
go.
we'll line up this side like that. Maybe here I'll go around the other side so you can see on the camera there, like so. Like that. Like that.
Okay.
All right. Press this side down. Looks pretty good. And then get the last side. It looks fairly well lined up. But the tape provides a pretty good bond, but not so strong that you can't kind of manhandle it a little bit.
Right.
So we'll do that, and then we'll put some weights on it. And we wait.
There we go.
Yeah.
Let it cure. Let it set. So 5 minutes?
5 minutes. I would give it a little more.
Okay.
It is, well, it's almost 70 degrees down here, but I would give it a good 10 minutes before we take that off.
Okay. Well, the other question I had about this box is that there were some splits where I did the filament changes. Is this a candidate for something like Bondo?
Yeah, these bigger splits here, these bigger gaps here would be good for Bondo.
Okay.
Yeah, so you mix it up, mash it in there with the popsicle stick, and then let it cure and sand it down.
Oh, and then paint it.
And paint it, sure.
Okay.
Unless
Cool.
you like that, I just fixed my car with Bondo look. Some people I see driving around seem to like that look.
I guess so. No. This is going to be painted, hopefully true to color.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it'll look good. All right.
Cool. So we'll see you in 10 minutes.
All right, it's been 10 minutes. And apparently the 5-minute epoxy didn't set in 5, so we gave it 10 minutes just to make sure. So now we take it off?
Take it off.
All right. These are wonderful blocks, by the way.
They're the best.
Let's take off some tape. Take off some tape. Looks good. It smells.
There is an odor. Yeah, the epoxy has a little bit of an odor, but
this isn't moving
feels
much.
really good.
It feels pretty darn good.
What if you picked it up by this part? Could you do that?
If I'm inserting something, like if I went like this and picked it up, I could.
But I think that really is on there.
I don't think it's going anywhere.
Nope. That looks pretty good.
I think so. The only thing I saw was this is right here, just off, just a little bit. But that's easily bondoed. Yep. That's easily sanded.
Yeah,
that's
and you're gonna have some Bondo work anyway.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Well, there you go.
There we go. Hey, Lauren, thanks again for this design. Don't worry, I'll get this bondoed and painted before summer is over. I work
It
fast.
is March right now.
It is March. I know.
Just I'm setting the record straight.
Yeah,
it's
it is
March.
March. It
Okay.
is March. Bill,
Yeah.
thank you for your expertise.
You're
I really
welcome.
appreciate that. This will be cool. I'm going to pick myself up what are those called? The sprayers that are tiny. The tiny sprayers. The air guns that use air that spray. They are airbrush.
There you
Airbrush.
go. Wow, that was a lot of work.
That was a long trip, but I found out I'm gonna get an airbrush. I'm gonna practice on my smaller one, and
Good.
then I'll get this one good.
Go to Harbor Freight, get one of the cheap airbrushes there. Get a compressor for it. They're cheap. They work just fine.
Really?
Yep.
Awesome.
Yep. Then you'll
There we go.
graduate as you get better to a nicer airbrush.
Yes, I will.
Yeah.
Yes, I will. All right. Hey, let's call it good.
Let's call it very good.
Let's call it very good. Thanks to my patrons who support me. Thanks to Bill for helping out. Don't forget to hug each other more because I love you guys. As always, high five.
Aha!